Good day to you. Lesson 3-6 coming at you. Today we're going to do linear equations, but this time we're going to add the distributive property and collecting like terms. So they just keep on getting a little more difficult. We keep on adding layers to these equations. So you're going to have a basic two-step equation. It's going to have collecting like terms like what we did yesterday, and then it's going to have distributive property as well. So when you're solving these, we kind of have a method to solve them. Start with the distributive property, then collect your like terms, and then do your two-step equation like we've been doing. So let's go ahead and get started. So still a balanced equation. So I'm going to draw my line down the center. First thing you're going to look for is a distributive property. I will do distributive properties in pink today just so we can keep track of them. So here is the distributive property, and I know I can always find it because it has those parentheses. So you kind of can point them out with those parentheses. So we're going to do 3 times 3x. So 3 times 3x is 9x, and we're going to do 3 times negative 6. 3 times negative 6 is negative 18. So we've taken care of the distributive property. Now I'm going to bring everything else down. So 23 equals 9x minus 18, and then I'm going to bring down the plus 5. Now, just like yesterday, I'm looking for these collecting like terms. So you can see on the left-hand side, I just have 23. Over here I have 9x. I have a negative 18 and a plus 5. So those are both constants, which is just fancy for numbers. So I'm going to put them together. So I'm going to just bring 23 down. I did nothing with that. I'm going to bring 9x down. I did nothing with that. And now I'm going to combine my like terms, my negative 18 plus 5, which would be negative 13. All right. Now guess what we got? Wait, that's pretty bad English. What we have a two-step equation. So got to get my variable by itself. And it's got two buddies. I get rid of my buddy that's not my closest first, always, always, always. And so I have 23 plus 13, which is 36. These cancel because negative 13, positive 13 is 0. And I bring down my 9x. Now, those are being multiplied. The inverse or the opposite would be to divide by 9. Divide by 9. What I do to one side, I do to the other to keep it balanced. 36 minus 9 is, or divided by 9, excuse me, is 4. And those 9s cancel. They end up just being a 1. And then I just have x. Now, of course, you could plug that 4 in there to check it out. But I promise you, it will work. It will work. All right, same thing. So I'm going to put a line down the center. First thing I'm going to look for is distributive property. I'm going to highlight my distributive property in pink, and hopefully you're going, it's right there, Mrs. Smith. You are exactly right. It's right there. So the parentheses give it away. So I have negative 5 times 6n, which would be negative 30n. I have negative 5 times 6, which would be negative 30. All right, next. I just bring everything else down because I didn't do anything with it. 18 plus 12, and I took care of the distributive property. All right, so now the distributive property is done. So now I'm looking for some like terms to collect. Well, it looks like I have some like terms on this side. I'm going to highlight those in yellow. 18 plus 12. 18 plus 12 is 30. There are no like terms on the right-hand side, so I just bring everything down. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Two-step equation. So isolate the variable, get it by itself. I'm going to add 30 to both sides. Add 30 to both sides. That is going to be 30 plus 30, which is 60, equals negative 30n. Now, isolate, get n by itself. Be careful with that negative sign. Divide by a negative 30. Divide by a negative 30 on both sides. Those cancel, or actually it just ends up being 1, but we don't usually write 1 in, we just write n. And 60 divided by negative 30 is, negative 2. All right, so kind of getting the idea. You look for a distributive property first, and then collect your like terms. So let's do the next one. I see a distributive property. It is right here. And I should have put my line down the center first, my balance equation. So distributive property first. So I'm going to do 5 times x, which is 5x. I'm going to do 5 times 6, which is 30. Then I'm going to bring the 37 down, and I'm going to bring the negative 3 down. Now, this was a positive, so I'm going to put a plus in there. I just didn't write the positive sign to begin with. And now I'm looking for collecting like terms. So 37's by itself, so I think we're okay there. But here I have a -3 and I have a positive 30. I can combine those things. I can collect like terms and put them together. So 37 I bring down. I have -3 plus 30. -3 plus 30 is 27. And then I bring down my 5x. Now I have a two-step equation. Isolate the variable. Subtract 27 to the other side. Subtract 27 to the other side. So 37 minus 27 is 10. These cancel, and I have a 5x. Divide by 5, divide by 5, and 10 divided by 5 is 2. Cancels, and I have x. So x equals 2, or 2 equals x, means the same thing. So now you can see why we spent so many days on two-step equations, because they come back over and over and over again. Even as we get more complex with our equations, they're all kind of based on a two-step equation in the end. All right, first thing I need to do with the next one, look for a distributive property. I see it right there. The parentheses are a dead giveaway. So I have 5 times 1, which is 5. I have 5 times 4n, which is 20m. And then I just bring everything else down. Minus 2m, minus 13. All right, now I'm on the hunt for some like terms to collect, so to put together. So -13 is by itself, nothing there. But I have a 5. Oh, nope. Wrong, Mrs. Smith, wrong, Mrs. Smith. So now I got to go back and put that down. I think it was a 5 plus 20m. All right, so I'm looking for some like terms. So let me pick those back up again. 5 didn't go with anything. Here's my like terms. The 20m minus the 2m. 20m minus 2m, when I put them together, would be 18m. So I'm going to bring those down. So -13 equals 5 plus 18m. And guess what? Two-step equation. So I subtract 5 to the other side, subtract 5 to the other side. Be careful with those negatives. So I have -13 minus 5, which would be -18, equals, those cancel, 18m. Now I'm going to divide by 18. Whoops, I thought I picked up red. There we go. Divide by 18, divide by 18. So that's going to give you -18 divided by 18, which is a -1. And then this cancels and you have m. Aren't these fun? I think they're really a lot of fun. All right, we're going to do just a couple of more, and then we will move on to the story problems. They are a little more difficult, though. I think these are a lot of fun, though. So, all right, draw a line down the center. All right, looking for the distributive property. That's my first thing on my agenda. So, right there it is. The parentheses are a giveaway. 4 times x and 4 times 2. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. Now, I'm going to bring those others down. -32 minus 4. Okay, so now I'm looking for some like terms. So some like terms. So I have 4x and 8. No like terms there. But here I do. I have some constants. Fancy for just numbers on this side. Let's put them together. So I'm going to leave 4x plus 8 alone and just bring it down. And now I'm going to combine -32 minus 4, which would be -36. So again, two-step equation. Subtract 8, subtract 8. So now I have 4x equals, because these cancel. Be careful with that negative. -36 minus 8, so you're going to bring it down, which would be -44. Divide by 4, divide by 4, and x is equal to -44 divided by 4, which would be, -11. Dun, da, da, da. All right, last one. So I'm on the hunt for some distributive properties. Right here it is. So I have -2 times x, which would be -2x. I have -2 times -9. Be careful there. That's a positive 18. And then I bring everything else down. Make sure you get that negative on that 14. It's kind of hidden a little bit. All right, next, I'm on the hunt for some collecting like terms. -2x, there's no other x's over here. But here's some like terms to collect. 18 plus 10. 18 plus 10 is 28. So I bring the negative 2x plus 28 equals negative 14. And now, two-step equation. Subtract 28 to the other side, subtract 28 to the other side. Those cancel. Negative 2x equals negative 14 minus 28 or plus a negative 28, which would be negative 42. And of course you can use your calculator if you need to. Divide by negative 2, divide by negative 2. So that would be x equals negative 42 divided by negative 2 is 21. Aren't those fun? I think they're just a load of fun. Just fun, fun, fun. All right, so there we have it.